Okay, folks, this should be the last demo for the day, hopefully. Hopefully I've made the right, and we'll be able to upload this shit to social media and then eventually burn it to disc, download it and burn it to disc for Channel 9. They got a lot of discs coming their way, folks. Yippee for them. It's their problem. Let's see how we go with this anyway. Okay, let's see what this shit is. It is a Hello magazine. Again, I'm reusing it. And this is basically Hello, a gossip magazine. And we're interested in this, you could say, title page or title pages showing a rich bitch in her mansion and her hot-looking car. This is bullshit. This is crap. But that's what you get in this kind of, oh, I tore it. Oh, who cares? They deserve to be ripped. Stupid rich people, stupid famous people. And that's the thing I hate about trying to appeal to a TV channel like Channel 9 to show my stuff, is that they always prioritise the rich and the famous over the less fortunate. And in effect, they're basically sniffing and licking their asses, the rich people's asses. And they sniff and lick like as if it's tasty. And it's really disgusting. Now that's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can utilise that, but basically that's the thing I hate about TV, is that they always want to glorify the rich and the famous, even if they're embroiled in some kind of horrible scandal. But then scandal does make headlines with a lot of these stupid dum-dum celebrities. No, they're dum-dums, they're not smart. What are they who died and made them fucking king and queen? You know, why do smart people get the bottom end of the stick? Why do we get the fucking end of the stick? We just can't get anywhere. I know I'm disabled, but I don't want to be recognised as a disabled person. I want to be recognised as a talented person. I want to be rich and famous too. But I'm not interested in keeping it to myself, though. I'm not interested in being conceited and up myself. I want to make the world a better place, folks. And I want to use celebrity and fame as a form of vehicle to help that, to help encourage. I got this wrong. To help encourage to make the world a better place for less fortunate people. And use, because fame and fortune, there's nothing wrong with it in per se. It's just the attitude towards it. Like anything, it can be used for good or it can be used for evil. It can be anything. So you have to fucking choose what side you're going to be on. You're going to be on the good side or you're going to be on the dark side. You know? And that's just it. And I know what I want to be, folks. I want to be on the good side. That's my decision. That's the decision I've made. That if I can break it into the limelight as an artist, as a photocopier artist, the sky's the limit on what good things I can do to help others and help the world, the planet, people. I've already mentioned people, sorry. Repeat myself, folks. Yeah, I choose to be on the good side, folks. That's my choice. And I want to be treated with that kind of respect by getting my stuff to go to air and to have it up there and doing some work. Instead of being kept in boxes and stashed away on shelves, not doing anything useful, my artwork, Well, yeah, I really want to do something useful. I do, folks. I really do. I'm going to make a negative positive out of this. For this, some reason we're doing it that way. I'm just going to try one first. See how we go. Yeah, looks shit house. Doesn't go with this scheme. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it positive. I don't know, folks, what to do with this one. Maybe we're going to remake it. I don't like this version. I don't like this particular one. I am going to just put it aside and just grab the magazine and hope I can find the page where I was. If I can find the fucking page. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to decide what celebrity to use now. I actually think maybe this celebrity might be an interesting one. She's even wearing a mask, which is really nice. Because COVID is still around, folks. COVID is still alive and well, and we still have to deal with it. We can't hide from COVID, even though we try to stuff it down. I'm just going to fold this page, but she's even wearing a mask complete with sequins. But basically, I wear a mask when I'm out, always wearing a mask, and I've lost my settings, folks. But I'm going to try and make this into an interesting piece. But basically, I'm always wearing a mask in public places, and the thing is, I'm a person who's prone to getting COVID. Like, even with the mask on, I still get it. And basically, what are we doing? Basically, I wear a mask, and I've come to the conclusion that the mask wearing is not so much for my protection, but for the protection of others around me. Because I think the people around you are more likely to be protected from a mask than you are when you're wearing a mask and you're around unmasked people. And I get on buses all the time, and it's really crowded, and people are coughing and spluttering, and it's a dirty, filthy environment that I have to live in when I'm travelling. And I wear a mask, and I see that it's more to save other people's lives potentially than to. So I had my mask on even last summer in 2022 to 2023. So I don't want to be responsible for killing or making someone sick or incapacitated just because I want to exercise my so-called freedom not to wear a mask. And that's not fair on those people who get long COVID and who like me get COVID repeatedly, and they can't get well or stay well. As I said, fortunately for me, I don't get sick with COVID. I've never had a sick feeling from COVID. And that's come up looking really quite interesting. I think we're going to just enlarge that straight down. Looks a bit too warm though. Too much orange. I'm going to try that again. But basically, yeah, I don't want to hurt other people who are less resilient than myself when it comes to COVID. I don't want to be selfish about the right not to wear a mask. I know masks are horrible. They are really uncomfortable, and they get in the way, and they make you asphyxiated sometimes, but you don't want to make someone sick who's got less of a robust constitution than yourself. So yeah, I choose to keep wearing my mask. And that's come up looking really quite interesting without the orange, but it still looks a bit shitty. It looks a bit too red, I do think. But yeah, you just got to somehow protect those people who are less fortunate than yourselves, who just can't stay well when they're sick, when they get the COVID. I just see this whole about face away from wearing masks quite a selfish thing in so many ways. I know people are sick of the restrictions and all that sort of stuff, but if people are going to have their lives rescued, like if it's your fucking relative who's going to survive COVID because they didn't get it, well, so yeah. And if everyone was wearing masks, we would have a much better strike rate. We wouldn't get so many sick or dead people. And that's come up looking quite interesting. I actually like the colour of that. Even though it's a depressing colour, blue, I do wonder if we're going to make another one or we're going to utilise that one. Maybe we could just cut it down there and just stretch it across. But yeah, you see, we just have to think, folks, that maybe if you just wear a mask, you could save a life. I mean, the masks that I wear are not efficient ones at protecting myself. I do hope it's going to protect someone else, because I really don't want to make someone sick. I tend to get asymptomatic COVID, which means I don't notice any symptoms virtually. I might, apart from the possibility of a slightly runny nose, but apart from that, it's just like you don't know. I don't know if I've got COVID until I've submitted myself for a rat test. Till I've done my regular rat test, I don't know if I've got COVID. So I have to keep taking it. I can't say I've got a sniffle or anything like that. I have to fucking just say that I don't know until I've actually done an actual rat test to ascertain as to whether I've got COVID or not. I'm going to see how big we're going to make this. So yeah, wearing a mask is indeed a good tool for protecting others less fortunate than myself, people who are going to get actual symptoms, who get very sick. And so many people, most people I've spoken to who've had COVID have reported that at some stage they felt really, 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 really sick, violently ill. And it's horrible. I find the flu is more difficult for me to deal with than I find COVID. And I know what the flu is like. For me, it's terrible. It's a catastrophe. It's almost a catastrophe. So I can understand how it must feel, to a certain extent, to get COVID and to feel that sense of catastrophe. To feel that sense like it's just a real problem. Now, we don't want that. We don't want it too dark. So we've got to lighten it off. We've just gotten it off negative positive, if I'm correct. Yes, it's off. So yeah, I want to do society a favour and not make anyone sick if I can avoid it. So I just keep my mask on, and when I have coffee or anything at a restaurant, I choose to sit outside, even though I hate the cold in the winter time or the summer. It gets hot and you wish you could be in an air-conned environment instead of being stuck outside in the heat, and my body isn't very well accustomed to hot and cold, so it's better it'd be nice if I could stay indoors in the climate controlled environment, but if it's going to save a life, not taking my mask off and infecting someone in the restaurant, well, yeah, because no one yeah, masks are just not worn very often now. And even sick people, it's like everyone's been hypnotised to take off their masks as if there's some evil force out there that's saying, oh, it's okay, you're going to get it, you're going to get sick, it's all right, everyone's taking their masks off, everyone's exposing themselves, everyone's doing it, it's okay, the crowd mentality. You know, as the Human League would say, add your voice to the sound of the crowd. You know, just follow the crowd. Everyone's doing it. It's okay. It's normal. Just take your mask off. It's okay. It's all right if you get violently ill. It's all right you might end up in the emergency department. Oh, it's all right you might end up with long COVID and have not be able to come to work and have to live on the dole trying to find another job that's not so taxing. You know, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, don't worry, it's all right, everyone's in the same boat. Well, I say, fuck that. I am not going to follow that mentality, folks. I am going to keep my fucking mask on as long as it's necessary, folks. I'm not going to follow the fucking herd mentality. I'm going to keep wearing that bloody thing until they find a fucking cure for this damn COVID. But enough about COVID. This has come up a real treat. So, and I'm not wearing a mask now because I am at home and there's no one here. And then someone comes into my unit, I put it on. Occasionally I might remove it to eat something, but I normally would warn the person prior to make sure they keep a distance, but I try to keep it on as much as I can. And that's come up looking a treat. I think we can now call this demo quits.